The alarm screamed across the galactic testing facility. Every screen turned red. The power detector was showing numbers that should not exist. Commander Zix jumped from his chair. His coffee cup fell to the floor. Something impossible was happening in the testing room. Zix ran to the window and looked inside. A human stood there. The human was tall with brown hair. He wore simple clothes, a gray shirt and black pants. Nothing special. But the power detector next to him was going crazy. Red lights flashed everywhere. The numbers on the screen kept climbing higher and higher. The human was drinking coffee. He looked calm. He looked bored. He did not understand what was happening. Zix could not believe his eyes. The detector was built to measure the strongest warriors in the entire galaxy. The Kraknor champions were famous for their power. They were 8 feet tall with muscles like steel. Even they could only reach level 60 on this machine. But this human was different. Very different. The meter showed 999 plus, the highest number possible. And the human had just touched the pad 1 second ago. 1 single second. He did not punch anything. He did not use any energy. He just put his hand on the detector pad. That was all. Zix's assistant was a young Zentari named Plix. Plix fell from his chair. His blue skin turned pale white. "Sir, the readings cannot be real. This must be a mistake." Plix was shaking. His voice was full of fear. Zix wanted to believe it was a mistake. He wanted to believe the machine was broken. But deep down, he knew the truth. The machine was working perfectly. This was real. The human was just that powerful. And the scary part? The human was yawning. His eyes looked tired. He scratched his head like he just woke up. Inside the testing room, the machine started making strange sounds. Smoke came out from the sides. The metal was getting hot. The detector was not built for this level of power. It was breaking down. The human noticed the smoke. He looked worried. He spoke through the speaker. Excuse me. Is your machine broken? It is making weird sounds." Zix looked at his screens. His hands were shaking. The detector temperature was rising fast. Red warning lights covered every monitor. And the human still had not even tried yet. Zix slammed the emergency button. The power detector shut down with a loud bang. Smoke filled the testing room. The human stepped back and waved his hand to clear the air. He still looked confused. He had no idea what he just did. Plix ran to check the machine. His tablet showed the damage report. "Commander, the detector is completely burned out. We need a new one. This will cost millions of credits." Plix looked at Zix with wide eyes. "What is this human?" Zix did not answer. He could not answer. Nobody told him humans were like this. The report said humans were weak. The report said they were a new species. Harmless. Friendly. But this was not harmless. Zix took a deep breath. He walked into the testing room. The human smiled at him. "Hey, sorry about your machine. I hope I did not break it." The human sounded genuinely worried. His voice was kind. He seemed like a nice person. "No problem," Zix lied. "That machine is old. Let us try a different test." Zix forced a smile. His legs felt weak. He led the human down the hallway. They entered the strength chamber. This room was bigger. Metal walls surrounded them. In the center stood a lifting bar. Heavy weights hung on both sides. Zix explained the test. "This measures physical strength. You just lift the bar. Simple, easy." Zix set the weight to 500 units. "Most species can lift this much. Take your time." The human walked to the bar. He grabbed it with one hand, just one hand. His other hand held his phone. He was reading something on the screen. The bar went up. Smooth, easy, like it weighed nothing. The human was scrolling through his phone while lifting 500 units. Zix felt his mouth go dry. Plix was recording everything with his tablet. His hands were shaking so much the video was blurry. "Commander, should I add more weight?" Plix whispered. "Yes, add 200 more units." Zix wanted to see the limit. He needed to know how strong this human really was. Plix added the weights. Now the bar held 700 units. The human lifted it again, still one hand, still looking at his phone. He was texting someone now. His fingers moved fast on the screen. The bar stayed up in the air, steady, not shaking at all. Zix kept adding more weight. 800 units, 900 units. The human kept lifting. He was now humming a song, a happy song. His face showed no effort at all. Sweat did not appear on his forehead. His breathing stayed normal and calm. At 1,000 units, Plick stopped. "Commander, this is maximum capacity. The machine cannot add more weight." His voice was barely a whisper. Fear filled his eyes. The strongest Kraknor warrior in history lifted 850 units. That warrior trained his whole life. He was a legend, a champion. This human just broke that record while checking his phone. The human looked up from his screen. "Should I go higher? This feels light." He smiled. A friendly, innocent smile. The metal bar started making sounds, strange creaking sounds. Zix looked closer. His blood went cold. The bar was bending. The solid steel bar was bending like soft plastic, not from the weight hanging on it, from the human's grip. His fingers were pressing into the metal. "Stop! Put it down, please!" Zix shouted. The human lowered the bar quickly. "Oh, sorry. Did I do something wrong?" He looked at his hand. He looked at the bent bar. "Oops, I think I held it too tight." Zix walked out of the chamber. His legs could barely move. He pulled out his communication device. He called Admiral Kress, the highest-ranking officer in this sector. "Admiral, we have an emergency. The human. He is not normal." Zix calmed down. "What happened?" The Admiral's voice was steady and strong. "Sir, he lifted 1,000 units with one hand. He bent solid steel with his fingers. Our equipment cannot measure his strength." Zix was talking fast. Too fast. He could not control his words. Long silence filled the communication line. Finally, Admiral Kress spoke. "I am sending a science team. Try the speed test. Running speed. That test is completely safe. Nothing can break in that test." The speed test was in the next building. A long track stretched for 500 meters. Sensors lined both sides. They could measure speeds up to 50 meters per second. The fastest being in the galaxy was a Zentari racer named Crix. He ran 45 meters per second. He held that record for 10 years. He was on every news channel. Children wore shirts with his face. Zix took the human to the track. The human stood at the starting line. He wore the same clothes, gray shirt and black pants, no special running shoes, just normal shoes he wore every day. He stretched his legs a little bit. He rolled his shoulders. "Okay, I am ready. This looks fun." Zix explained the rules. "When the light turns green, you run to the end. The sensors will measure your speed. Just run normally." Zix hoped the human would run slowly. Maybe this test would be normal. Maybe everything would be okay. The light turned green. The human disappeared. Not running, disappeared. One moment he was at the starting line. The next moment he was gone. Zix blinked his eyes. He looked at the finish line. The human stood there. He was waving at them. "That was nice. Can I do it again?" Plick stared at his tablet. His mouth hung open. No sound came out. He tried to speak but could not. He just pointed at the screen. The speed reading showed one word: error. Below that it said too fast to measure. Zix ran to the control room. He pulled up the video recording. He played it in slow motion, very slow motion, the slowest setting possible. In the video, the human moved, but he was not running fast. He was jogging, a light, easy jog, like someone going for a morning walk in the park. The door opened behind them. 3 scientists entered the room. They wore white coats and carried equipment. The lead scientist was Dr. Venn. He was old and wise. He studied alien species his whole life. He saw the video on the screen. His face went white. All color drained from his skin. "Commander Zix, tell me the truth. Did you ask this human what he does for work?" Dr. Ven's voice was serious and cold. No, doctor. I did not ask. Why does that matter? Zix felt confused. Because I need to know if this is a soldier, a warrior, a trained fighter. Dr. Ven walked closer to the window. He looked at the human. The human was doing simple stretches on the track. Touching his toes, twisting his body, Zix understood. He walked down to the track. His heart was beating fast, very fast. He approached the human. Excuse me, may I ask what is your job? What do you do on Earth? The human smiled brightly. Oh, I am a teacher. I teach children at a school. History class. I love my job. Dr. Ven heard those words through the speaker system. His tablet fell from his hands. It hit the floor with a loud crash. The screen broke into pieces. He did not notice. He could not move. A teacher? Not a soldier? Not a warrior? His voice shook with fear. The other two scientists looked at each other. Their faces showed pure terror. One scientist was a female Draxi named Selah. She spoke quietly. If their teachers are this powerful, then what are their actual soldiers like? What are their warriors like? Nobody answered that question. Nobody wanted to think about the answer. The room fell into deep silence. Only the sound of machines humming filled the air. Dr. Ven made a decision. He turned to Zix. Commander, we need to test his combat ability, his fighting skills. We must know the full truth about humans. His hands were shaking, but his voice was firm.
Doctor, you sure? What if he destroys that too? What if something goes wrong? ZYX was scared. Really scared. Every test so far had failed. Every machine had broken. We have no choice. The galaxy needs to know what humans can do. This information could save millions of lives. Dr. Ven was right. ZYX knew he was right. They took the human to the combat simulator. It was in the basement level, the deepest part of the facility. This simulator was the most advanced training system in the entire galaxy. It cost billions of credits to build. The best programmers worked on it for years. Every warrior who entered this simulator had failed. Even the greatest champions could not beat level 20. The current record was level 23, held by a Crackner general. He trained in this simulator for months. He studied every move, every pattern. But level 23 was his limit. The simulator room was huge. White walls surrounded a circular fighting arena. Holographic projectors covered the ceiling. The human walked inside. He still carried his coffee cup. Half full, still warm. He looked around with curious eyes. Wow, this place is cool. Is this like a video game? I love video games. Dr. Ven pressed the start button. His finger trembled. Level 1 beginning now. The simulator came to life. Blue lights flashed. 3 robot fighters appeared in the arena. They had weapons in their hands. Energy swords that glowed bright red. They moved fast toward the human. Attack formation. Professional. Deadly. The 3 robots attacked from different angles. Left side. Right side. Behind. Perfect coordination. The human moved without looking. His body twisted smoothly. He dodged every strike. His coffee cup stayed in his right hand. Perfectly steady. Not one single drop. Spilled out. His left hand moved fast. 3 quick strikes. All 3 robots fell to ground. Destroyed. Broken. The timer showed 5 seconds. Level 1 complete. The human took a sip of his coffee. That was easy. What is next? Dr. Ven's hands flew across his control panel. Skip to level 10. His voice was tight. Tense. Level 10 appeared instantly. 10 advanced combat. Robots materialized. They had energy shields and plasma weapons. They surrounded the human in a tight circle. The human yawned. He covered his mouth with his free hand. The robots fired their weapons. Bright blue plasma bolts flew through the air. The human moved between them, like dancing, like flowing water. Every bolt missed. He finished level 10 in 8 seconds. He was still holding his coffee. Level 20, Dr. Ven shouted. 20 elite warriors appeared. The best fighters the simulator could create. They attacked together. Perfect teamwork. The human moved faster now. Still smooth. Still calm. 20 seconds later, all warriors were down. The human looked slightly more interested. Oh, this is getting better. Sela grabbed Dr. Ven's arm. Doctor, stop. This is dangerous. But Dr. Ven did not stop. He could not stop. He needed to know. Maximum level. Level 50. The simulator created its hardest challenge ever. 50 elite warriors appeared. All different species. All carrying advanced weapons. Energy rifles. Plasma cannons. Gravity hammers. They attacked as one unit. A wave of deadly force. The human put his coffee cup down on the floor. Gently. Carefully. Okay, now it is getting interesting. He smiled. A real smile. Excited. Happy. What happened next was too fast to see with normal eyes. The human became a blur. He moved like wind. Like lightning. Every attack missed him by millimeters. His counterattacks were precise. Perfect. Efficient. 30 seconds passed. All 50 warriors lay defeated on the ground. The human picked up his coffee. Still warm. He took another sip. Suddenly the simulator's voice spoke. A cold mechanical voice. This unit cannot create adequate challenge for this being. Continuing will cause permanent system damage. Shutting down now. The lights went dark. The simulation ended. The human looked confused. He walked to the door and knocked on the glass window. Hello? Did I break something? I was not even trying hard yet. His voice sounded genuinely concerned, worried that he caused trouble. ZYX could not speak. His throat was completely dry. Plick sat on the floor. His legs had given up. Dr. Ven stared at his broken tablet screen. Numbers and data covered it. All of it impossible. All of it real. The door opened. Admiral Kress entered the room. He was a tall Crackner with gray skin and 4 arms. Scars covered his face from decades of war. He had seen everything. Fought in 100 battles. Nothing scared him. Until today. He read every report. Watched every video recording. His 4 hands trembled slightly. This is just one human? One single human? His deep voice was quiet. Almost a whisper. Yes, Admiral. His name is Marcus Webb. He teaches history to children on Earth. Age 35. Married with 2 kids. Completely average by human standards. Dr. Ven handed him a data file. Information about Earth and humans. Admiral Kress sat down slowly in a chair. The metal chair creaked under his weight, and he destroyed everything without even trying, without using his full power. Correct, Admiral. He said multiple times he was not trying hard. He was relaxed, calm, drinking coffee the entire time. ZYX finally found his voice again. Kress opened the data file. His eyes went wide, wider than anyone had ever seen. Earth has 8 billion humans? The number seemed impossible. 8 billion beings this powerful. Dr. Ven stepped forward. His voice was steady now. Professional. Admiral, we research human records. We access their global databases. This man, Marcus Webb, ranks in the middle for his age group. Middle. Not top 10. Not top 100. Just average. Normal. The room temperature seemed to drop. Everyone felt cold. Ice cold. Sela spoke quietly. We found videos of human athletes. Their Olympic Games. Their military training. Admiral, if this teacher is middle ranked, then their actual warriors are beyond our measurement capabilities. Admiral Kress stood up. His face was hard like stone. Send an emergency message to the Galactic Council. Highest priority. Mark Earth as level 10 friendship priority. Update all diplomatic protocols immediately. And make this very clear. He paused. His 4 hands formed fists. Never make the humans angry. Never threaten them. Never attack them. The message was sent across the galaxy. Fast light communication beams carried it to every major civilization, every council member, every planetary government. The message was clear and simple. Humans were not to be threatened. Earth was now the most protected planet in known space. But space is big, very big. Messages take time to reach distant corners. And in the far edge of the outer rim, A warlord named Gracchus was planning something terrible. He had not received the message yet. Gracchus was a Voth warrior, 10 feet tall with red scales and sharp teeth. He commanded a fleet of 500 warships. He had conquered 30 planets in the last 5 years. He was feared across 12 systems. His name made entire species surrender without fighting. Today, Gracchus sat on his command throne. His generals stood before him. They showed him a hologram of a small blue planet. Earth. My lord, this planet is rich in resources. Water, minerals, rare metals. And the dominant species is weak. They have no strong defenses, no powerful weapons. They are perfect targets. Gracchus smiled. His teeth gleamed in the dark room. How many ships do they have? His voice was deep and cruel. A few thousand, my lord. Primitive vessels. Slow. Weak. Our shields will not even feel their weapons. The general seemed confident. Too confident. Perfect. We attack in 3 days. Gather the full fleet. This will be an easy victory. Gracchus laughed. A loud, booming laugh that echoed through the ship. Back at the testing facility, Marcus Webb was ready to leave. He shook hands with everyone. Thank you for letting me use your gym. This was really fun. Better than my normal workout. He smiled warmly. Friendly. Kind. ZYX walked him to his ship. A small transport vessel. Nothing special. Marcus turned before entering. Hey, if you ever visit Earth, look me up. I will show you around. Maybe we can grab lunch. I know a great pizza place. Pizza? ZYX asked. He had never heard that word before. Oh man, you haven't tried pizza. It is amazing. Best food ever invented. Marcus waved goodbye. His ship lifted off smoothly. Within seconds, it jumped to faster than light speed. Gone. Dr. Venn stood next to ZYX. They both looked at the empty sky. Commander, do you think Gracchus received our message yet? ZYX checked his communication device. His face went pale. No, Doctor. The message has not reached the outer rim yet. It will take 2 more days.